LEGO Star Wars is one of the best LEGO themes of all time, and has been going strong for over 20 years since its launch in 1999. For this video, we'll be taking a trip down memory lane and counting down the top 10 best years of LEGO Star Wars. Starting off the list is 2005. This year had some legendary LEGO Star Wars sets such as the Imperial Inspection, Ultimate Space Battle, and the Death Star 2. Other highlights of 2005 were the Clone Turbo Tank and ARC 170, and this was the only year we've ever received Wookiee vehicles based off Episode 3. Something else LEGO only did in the year 2005 was they gave the Jedi and Sith minifigures lightsabers that would actually light up when you push down on their heads. This was great and made the minifigures stand out as something special for 2005. Most of these 2005 sets still look really awesome to this day. However, a fair portion of them just don't hold up that great, especially the sets that use really strange and inaccurate color accents, such as the orange on the Corporate Alliance tank droid, or the blue parts on the TIE fighter. Nonetheless, 2005 was an awesome year for LEGO Star Wars, and a great year to kick off this list. In the number 9 spot is the year 2016. One of the main draws of this year were the Rogue One sets, which gave us some amazing Imperial and Rebel ships like the TIE Striker, U-Wing, and Krennic's Imperial Shuttle. The Star Wars Rebels line also added to this with sets like Vader's TIE Advance vs. A-Wing and the Rebel Combat Frigate. Throughout 2016, LEGO also sprinkled some sets from all three Star Wars trilogies, like Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor, Clone Turbo Tank, Carbon Freezing Chamber, and the Resistance Troop Transport. 2016 really had something for everyone. However, that means it also had something for those with bad taste. Some sets from 2016, like the Battle on Takodana, Encounter on Jakku, or the Star Scavenger, ended up being rather uninteresting or just irrelevant sets nowadays. Not to mention, this year had some of the worst looking buildable figures that really hold this year back from ranking higher. I'm looking at you, Jyn Erso. Next up on the list is a fairly recent year. At the number 8 spot is 2021. This year's greatest strength is definitely the minifigures. Lots of anticipated minifigures from the Mandalorian series were released, such as Fennec Shand, Moff Gideon, the Dark Trooper, the Armorer, and Paz Vizsla. Additionally, we received the entire Bad Batch crew, with the exception of Omega, of course. We finally got a Bo-Katan minifigure, as well as a Gar Saxon. Aside from the minifigures, the Imperial Light Cruiser and Mandalorian Starfighter made for some really great sets. In 2021, LEGO also released some of the most anticipated UCS sets, some of those being the Republic Gunship and the massive AT-AT. Now in 2021, LEGO seemed to cater their Star Wars sets to particular demographics more than usual. They made several cheaper but downscaled sets for kids, and they expanded the line of 18+ models for adult collectors. While both types of sets are great, it did seem that 2021 was a bit lacking in the more traditional, high-quality playsets which appeal to both kids and collectors alike, and that was a bit disappointing. Moving right along, at number 7 is 2011. When it comes to 2011, I don't have too much to say about this year other than it was just a really solid year of LEGO Star Wars. We got sets like the T6 Jedi Shuttle, a redesign of the Millennium Falcon, Mace Windu's Jedi Starfighter, Battle for Geonosis, Anakin and Saboba's Pod Racer, and the Republic Frigate. That set was awesome. The battle packs were also on point this year with the Clone and Mandalorian battle packs. Not to mention, LEGO blessed us with the legendary UCS Super Star Destroyer, which is without a doubt one of the coolest UCS sets. Now to be fair, some sets like the Ewok Attack and the Imperial V-Wing weren't really anything to write home about. These aren't bad sets, but they just don't really contribute as much as the other sets from 2011. Had these sets been a bit more special or memorable, it could have pushed 2011 to a higher spot on the list. Up next is number 6. At this spot is 2010. 2010 brought us the best Clone Turbo Tank and ARC 170, the only ever Palpatine shuttle from the prequel era, and let's not forget about the UCS Imperial Shuttle, one of the most beautiful and elegant LEGO sets of all time. We also got much needed revamps of the Boba Fett and General Grievous minifigures, and I'd like to add that the TIE Defender and Cad Bane Speeder were great additions to the 2010 lineup. Now once again, there were a few sets like the Freako Speeder, Luke's Land Speeder, or Republic Swamp Speeder. No, I promise I don't have anything against speeders themselves, it's just that sets like these could have brought more to the table but instead they just kind of exist. We have now arrived at the top 5 spots on the list where things are really going to start heating up. So if you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. At the number 5 spot is 2008. In 2008, the Star Wars The Clone Wars movie was released, and although the movie could have been received better, it opened up the possibilities for some amazing LEGO Star Wars sets, and we got spoiled with the ATCE Republic Fighter Tank, the only ever V-19 Tauron fighter, the Mandigard Starfighter, and that beautiful Clone Wars style Republic gunship. The new open style Death Star also was released this year, not to mention the classic Imperial dropship, and the Rogue Shadow from the Force Unleashed video game was a unique inclusion as well. 2008 had so many amazing Star Wars sets, and is definitely worthy of holding a top 5 spot on this list. Moving on to number 4 is 2014. This year brought us a lot of remakes which were much needed and made so many improvements to previous iterations. Most notably, the Mos Eisley Cantina, AT-AP, Droid Gunship, V-Wing, B-Wing, General Grievous's Wheelbike, Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, and the Imperial Star Destroyer. That set is a beauty. Now, to be fair, there were a few sour remakes like the MTT and the Vulture Droid, but we also got sets like the Republic AV-7 anti-vehicle cannon with those beautiful Wolfpack troopers, and the Coruscant Police gunship that came with those glorious shock troopers. The battle packs in 2014 were amazing, with the exception of the stud shooters, but I'll let that slide because we got the Kashyyyk Trooper and Utapau Trooper battle packs. It's also worth mentioning that the first sets from Star Wars Rebels were released this year, being the Phantom and the Ghost, both of which have become very respected sets in recent years. 2014 also introduced the first wave of microfighters. Now these don't provide much value to the rest of the lineup, but they are a cheap and easy way to get some cool Star Wars minifigures. Making its way onto the podium at the number 3 spot is 2009. Right off the bat, I'd like to bring to your attention that there are so many underrated sets from 2009 that seem to have flown under everyone's radar, such as Count Dooku's Solar Sailor, Ahsoka's Starfighter, and the Pirate Tank. But aside from those, there were some bangers this year. We got the Battle of Endor, Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, and the Tantive 4. Oh, and did I mention LEGO also made the best AAT we've ever received, as well as the only ever Republic Attack Shuttle and Armored Y-Wing? 2009 is also the birth year to some of the most legendary LEGO Star Wars sets of all time. In 2009, LEGO released the Clone Walker Battle Pack, the Venator-class Republic Attack Cruiser, and the Republic Dropship with AT-OT. Honestly, these 3 sets alone could carry this entire year. And for the runner-up, at the number 2 spot is 2012. Whether you're an original trilogy fan, a prequels fan, or a Clone Wars fan, you got treated right in 2012. Original trilogy fans were treated to a remake of the X-Wing and a much-needed remake of the TIE Fighter, which was properly colored with gray accents this time around. And we can't forget about Jabba's Palace. This was an amazing model and came with so many incredible minifigures and a fantastic redesign of Jabba the Hutt himself. Prequels fans got sets like the Gungan Sub, the green variant of Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, and Palpatine's Arrest with so many amazing Jedi minifigures, some of which are variants that were only released in that set. And the Clone Wars fans were treated to the Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droid Battle Pack, as well as Pre Vizsla's Mandalorian Starfighter, and the Malevolence. Oh, and if you were a fan of the Old Republic, LEGO actually had you covered, because in 2012, LEGO released the first wave of Old Republic sets. Not gonna lie, that Sith Fury class Interceptor is particularly menacing. LEGO also released the Planet sets this year. Similar to the Microfighter sets in 2014, these were a cheap and easy way to get a hold of some Star Wars minifigures. However, these Planet sets were a bit better for display compared to the Microfighters, since they came with a plaque and a planet which you could hang from your ceiling or store the set inside. 2012 is easily one of the best years of LEGO Star Wars. However, it is just shy of the sheer scale and epicness of the number 1 spot. Speaking of which, at the number 1 spot is 2013. This year had some of the best LEGO Star Wars sets and minifigures ever released. I hardly even know where to start. This year, LEGO blessed us with a new Jabba sail barge that came with the one and only Max Rebo. Not to mention we got the Rancor pit, which came with an actual LEGO Rancor. LEGO also continued the Old Republic line of sets, one of which was the Jedi Defender class cruiser. And these sets are just the tip of the iceberg because we haven't even mentioned the Clone Wars sets. We got the AT-RT and the Z95 Headhunter, which both came with the first ever 501st Trooper, the Mandalorian Speeder with those awesome Darth Maul Super Commandos, and the Bark Speeder with Phase 2 Rex? No way LEGO would put that much good stuff in one year. Wait, you're telling me there's more? Oh yeah, we also got one of the best waves of prequel sets ever, like the Corporate Alliance tank droid with that revamped Jango Fett, the ATTE, and the Republic gunship. 2013 was truly an epic year of LEGO Star Wars, and I can only imagine what I and many other LEGO Star Wars fans would give to have another year like this.